First of all, don't tell me what to do.
I am ready.
How will you fucking stop?
Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong.
Yes. That's right, infidels. It's time to make the locker room great again with the coup d'etat of Hacker Hamid as I leak all of the lists, all of the propaganda, and all of the disinformation that keeps you chasing your tails in a downward spiral into oblivion, where I am in total control. So masses, bow before Hacker Hamid. Here, Hamid Media Group, channelattitude.com. Yeah. Oh, man. Getting it tuned up this morning. Getting it tuned up. I'm excited for today to be back here. HMT, you guys, with the hardcores watching live on YouTube. Hameen Media
Group.
and then Hameen YouTube channel before we turn those private. And, you know, we're going to be revamping delivery methods here soon. But we're here live, man. Talk all the wrestling shiznit and all the craziness of the world and have some laughs and shoot, bang, bang. And the guy right here loading the ammo in is my man R to the B to the V, back in the place to be. Maddie had to go into work today, and we miss you, MSG. But hey, man, from the Monday locker room to the Friday locker room, great week all the way around, Rick. You're kicking ass, and glad to be with you this morning.
I say MSG out there at the mothership ESPN. They're making some news this week, but yeah, I was a little confused this morning. What day is it? I'm in the wrong locker room. I don't know what the hell's going on, but hey, you know, Ben. I went to bed laughing. I woke up laughing. That South Park episode,
That's
man,
great.
it absolutely hit last night. I've been up and at it since about 5 a.m. Eastern. I just in one of those good moods. I had a good tune stuck in my head. A little he's so cocky, he's so cool. Disco dancing for. I've had disco's entrance music in my head. Everything I've been doing, I've been kind of grooving with that disco dancing all morning. So I'm ready to go.
Yeah, man. I love it. I love that energy. Going to bed laughing, waking up laughing is a fucking great place to be. You know what I mean? Absolutely. South Park last night do, you know, what they do best and use satire as the most powerful weapon in all of media. And then when you can kind of hide behind cartoons, except spoiler alert, the Trump cartoon is one of the first they've actually since Saddam used like a real picture of the guy's head for the head, and it's animated hilariously as always. And really though, there's just so many moments of brilliance where it's build, and you don't get to until about minute 17, and all the themes they talk around it finally lands.
All the wheels start coming together.
And to me, that is the third act of the Herald in the improv style, where we create these outside separate worlds. And in the end, they'll all be interwoven and have some level of connection, even if it's just fleeting and passing of a reference or something. And, you know, I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, it takes their usual shots at religion and really everything that's going on with the Paramount stuff at the end wraps up, and it's just they play at the highest level. Stone and Parker do, you know what I mean? And they've made so much money now. Really, it's not about like, are we going to get canceled? This is season 27. Think about back in the 90s when they were in Spencer Gift, and like you couldn't turn around and there wasn't a "You Killed Kenny" or a Cartman thing not labeled. They've made their money 100 times over. This is about them making sure that freedom of speech and satire is protected and to push the boundaries. And to be honest with you, I thought they could have gone even farther. Like, but this is episode one.
This is
so,
episode one. We got an entire season to lay out there. But hey, if you want your MSG fix, he has it uploaded. He is our expert on South Park. You go over to his page, the SMB South Park review page at MSG's got. He's already got his 9 talking points to take away from the season opener last night.
That's great. Yeah. In 22 minutes, they get that done. Also very similar to a Herald in a Chicago improv format, usually 20 to 28 minutes. And boom, you edit high points and you don't do a bunch of extra shit. And really, what I really liked about it was the very final bit. And I'll just talk about this.
That had to be, I was in tears when it went off the air.
Yeah, with Cartman and Buddy in the car.
Butters. Oh,
yeah.
No, I was talking about the pro-Trump campaign thing.
Oh, yeah, that little bit there. I mean, that was just like, but that was smart, not just in what they did, but it was to show that AI, like you knew it was AI generated, and like here we have AI versus South Park, which was originally made with fucking cutouts of paper, you know what I mean? And they move different colored papers. So that's, without saying anything, that is a great example of show don't tell, and it's on another level of that with simple elementary school level crayons and construction paper and scissors, you can get your comedic ideas out, no matter how juvenile but even the juvenile stuff of elementary school, the kids being in elementary school, is a huge cover to protect the themes, right? So it's just done brilliantly. And now here we are at AI, like let those guys go wild with AI. If South Park did get canceled and they came back with an AI show, like crazy, right? So that was all subtext in there, and it doesn't have to be said, but I love the juxtaposition of the two. And obviously Matt's going to break this down. Make sure you're checking out the Suck My Balls podcast, joining the Facebook group. I think it's one of the biggest Facebook group. And so that he's an admin on. And if you're a South Park fan, I remember when Matty brought that to HMG when he first started, and that was his thing to grow crops on his piece of land. And, I go, if you're going to do it, you got to go all the way through. You cannot stop. And like, that was 5 years ago. So he's got a lot to get through and still kicking ass with it. So his breakdown will be very surgical, I'm sure, so
I listened to it. It's a great listen. So check out the episode.
I was going to say with Butters and Cartman at the end, they're sitting in the car that's supposed
electric,
to kill them.
They're trying to suck in the fumes on the electric car.
That's a huge, like, look at the division of kids. Like, in 10 years, will kids even know about gas cars? You know what I mean? And things along, like, there's a lot of underlying things, but then they just sit there as we go off the air, and it's like the perfect look of like, we can't even kill ourselves, right? Technology took that away from us. And here we are in a moot existence of just like everything's going ape shit around us. And you just kind of got to go, when will this fucking shit pass? And And you're just kind of like going through life, getting cocked over on the things you want to happen. But we just, as humans, tend to live on the negative, that energy to some degree, while we have beautiful things and people around us all the time that we should appreciate more. Like, all that's underneath there and not saying it, you know what I mean? And how Stone and Parker can invoke those deep subconscious feelings.
I was gonna say, hit your subconscious when you don't even realize it. Is
a huge, like, that's playing at the highest level. And then I gotta go watch SmackDown. I had this exact conversation with Vince this week, except it was Sopranos, and we did a huge Sopranos breakdown of the final episode on Master Shoot, and people are loving it. Thank you very much. I haven't talked super openly at a critical level of how I direct things on or what I love about the way that was directed. So it was a great conversation. And these guys are at that level too. And in comedy, if you are to have any true integrity, you need to walk down the middle of the line and punch both sides equally for their ridiculousness and even in minute 17 in this South Park episode, it talks about we thought, the pendulum swang that way, but we don't need to get rid of everything. We can accept and love and da-da-da-da. Like, it's always kind of Randy Marsh and the townspeople that are the narrator of the theme. And they together as the community, the 85% will state it as they got pitchforks and torches, that I've called for many times. So there's just like so many great points in here that speak to the viewer at home of how they're feeling. We understand it, acknowledge it, can't do anything to change it, but you're not alone at home and feeling that. And we are tip of the hat on many levels, like the joke, the little dick jokes, all that shit. But there's a lot more that they never say that comes through a fucking cartoon. You know what I mean? So it's an inspirational to watch that shit and to see how bad comedy was ruined because Colbert's a hot point and Stewart's going off, and how comedy was ruined by weaponizing it for the left. And then Shane Gillis is the poster child for this of can't get on it, gets fired from SNL day one because they go woke, becomes the biggest stand-up comedian selling out fucking arenas and hosting the ESPYs as the pendulum comes flying back. And he handles it pretty well. I mean, where it might lie, but when something's fucked up with whatever's going on with Epstein and Trump, and you listen to MSRP podcast, like they will still blast. So, so they are walking the line and will punch when they are.
Yep. That was another great West Side Stories inside South Park going after the NPR. To be,
Yeah, absolutely. All that in there. And it was just fleeting. And it was really, that was the catalyst for the entire show. So, like to me, I just watch this and think improv, like all somebody would have had to do at Improv Olympic we're the Friday locker room. Can we have a suggestion of anything at all? Somebody goes, NPR, I heard NPR. Thanks. So a gynecologist, I heard NPR. Thank you. And fucking, we start and we go, and that's what it is. And that little NPR in improv, we would probably bring it all the way back at the end and have like a sit down talk radio thing of that's how I would have ended the show. Cause I like to come full circle so they can pull lights. Right. And, they didn't, but that's a choice. But they're in the car, and I thought NPR was going to be on the radio or something like that.
That would have been good. Bring that full circle back to the opening kind of punch.
That's where my training is also on, I hope, a level that they are. And like shows like Tim Robinson Netflix, very different. He was at Improv Olympics same time I was, and that's where he is now, and he does a kind of the absurd sketches where things spin out of control. And I like those too, but everybody else was bucking for a job on Kimmel, Colbert, who's the other dude late
Daily Show or
Daily Show for sure. My buddy Justin Klepper's on there, and Fallon, and then there's he was on Saturday Night Live, white guy too.
Jimmy Fallon?
No, the other one.
I know there was a chick that had one for a while.
He did the news too, but with Tina Fey. Yeah. But anyway, he gave a lot of Improv Olympic people spots, and they buried Chicago improv in the theaters, and there was this whole woke movement. I remember like great improvisers, white guys who were going, I'm teaching an improv course, and if learning from whatever it is, I don't even know, like a cis man or whatever is a white man is a problem, I understand it, and we can try and find alternative classes for you. But I have over 18 years of like having to quantify all this shit because they wanted to DEI improv teams, and they started making like minority improv teams, and that's great. I love that. But at the same time, now as the pendulum shifts, I watch all of them, and it's right back to the same 6 archetypes on a team of two nerdy white guy, Jewish guy, the little Asian girl, the heavier lesbian chick, the fucking, you know what I mean? The older person who's just taking the improv class for fun and mix it. Like, it just is what it is.
Sassy black dude.
Yeah, like we know what it is. You're not going to change it. But in order for them to kiss Hollywood ass to hopefully get a job, they had to walk around and like, hi, every time they would introduce themselves. My pronouns are he, her, or whatever the fuck. She, her. And like, I'm just going, my God, dude, you're supposed to be an improviser playing characters. You're a chameleon. You have to play 1,000 roles. And now you're pigeonholing yourself into defining what you are. Like, none of that made sense to me, bro. And even during BLM out there was like this press release they put out, and black actors from Second City said, we built this stage, and I'm going, wow, man, bold. Like, you need to go back and look at who started Second City and who are the people that laid the foundation, from Gilda Radner and Belushi and all of them, and in SCTV before that. And it wasn't, that to like get that opportunity, but you can't say that because they're over and they're on HBO. And if you fucking cross them, you're done. So you toe that line hard as shit. And if you're a white guy from the Midwest who spent 20 years there, I watched them throwing themselves under the bus just to fucking, I'm humble. Please hire me by the Daily Show. I hate myself. It's crazy. So South Park walks that line and smashes both sides, as it should be. Because I watched Tim Dillon this week. He went and had dinner with JD Vance and probably Kash Patel, puts it over. It's not a bit on the podcast. Comes back with the talking points. Now, the last year he's been doing the Horseman bit of, give me $5 million and we'll sell out. I'll tell your talking points too. And I will, because I'm a wrestling whore. We all sell out for the money. But, like, to watch him be now part of an open psyop, and right in with Lex Friedman, right in with all of them that did it last week, to try and bury it. It's just like, I felt like the end of South Park. Like, yep, we're living in an open air psyop. We all know what's going on. We can see it. That's the popcorn. Well, like.
Ben, let me ask you. So it's that pendulum kind of comes back, and we're getting a little bit of feeling, comedy can return here. We talked about South Park there, Gillis. What does it mean for an artist to be able to create without fear?
I don't think that's a good thing. I think fear is a great motivator in art. and you should, Del Close, the guru improv, says, follow the fear. That is where you fucking go to find the root of it. What is fear? What it makes people react? And how do you give them calm in the storm, or say, yeah, it's a very real thing you should be afraid and be aware of. And that's what this episode is. You know what I mean? And it's because if you don't and you're not challenged, then real artists run on emotion and trying to give a scope of the absurdity of the world, and the love of the world and all of those things. And is there fear in love? Yeah, of course there is. Rejection, loss, you know what I mean? There's plenty to be told in that. And then there's fear of, the basic elements of human existence, your home and your right to free speech, things along those lines in what's supposed to be deemed our rights, and that's what they're playing into. Are they going to clap back on them? And then we do look like an authoritarian regime country where you're not allowed to be made fun of in its ego. And if it all does come down to it, like, why are we showing? Why does it seem like we're showing devotion to one guy? If he's on the list, burn them all. Like, I don't care about 80-year-olds, bro, on a power trip. Like, sure, I like the way we need to swing the pendulum back to some degree. What
list? Relax, guy. Relax.
Yeah. Like I have no allegiance to these liars. I was born into this complete psyop of a deep state that took over after before they took over, but killed JFK. Like, I was before my time, and everything since then is a complete op. So how am I supposed to like feel responsible, like to stop it or even try to understand it? And I think I do pretty well at this time. It burns you out. It's the fear of all that. So if you have no fear as just a citizen later, like they burn it out of you, like what trauma can they inflict on you? Well, oh, my popcorn. But no, I like that question. But the artist should look at fear and follow it, because that's where the themes we need to resolve live.
Well, then, speaking of fear, everyone's been talking about this in the podcasting, pro wrestling podcasting circles. So I got to ask you here.
Yeah.
Why is it that Vince Russo, Stevie Richards, and you, Ben Hameen, fear keeping it 100? Why have you not accepted their invite for the debate, the show up there with Disco, the great Takedown Conan and Mr. Feeney?
I don't know how to
Netflix
work
numbers.
I don't know how to work lucha style. That's why. No, yeah, man. I am gonna go on hopefully tonight. I'm not sure if Vince is gonna be there. He said he would do the show, but I know Feeney was kind of scrambling to get it booked, so I'm not sure if Vince is showing up or not. But I told him I'd do it tonight, and so hopefully I'll be over there. And why are we afraid is the question. Conan, that tequila sunrise, once he gets it on you, bro, that's all she wrote for you. So it's always an honor to go over there and even be asked, to my opinion by those guys that are the guys I grew up on their shit. You know what I mean? And now they must view me as somewhat of a peer, even though they read troll emails that bury me. And that's fine if that's that guy's, like for that dude who writes those or whoever does, and they get them read for the shock value of Disco reading it and bury me in the open air. That's not how Glenn feels about me, I don't believe, or Disco feels about me. But for that guy who writes those fucking toxic emails, that's a 2025 satire move to try and do this. I'm not selling for it. I'm just acknowledging it, like, that fucking asshole. Like,
it's really me, Ben. It's been me all along.
Good rib. That's the peak of that guy's life, getting his troll emails read by a wrestler. I get asked on the show. So, like, I'm not like gonna sell for something that is an easy bait like that, and I feel like my stoicism and my journey have put me in a far better place to even laugh at everything, so it's good for that dude if he gets his shit right and he wants to keep burying me because it gets him on the show. Assalamu alaikum.
So the conversation itself, what can we kind of look forward to? Because, looking back at this thing, I find it pretty entertaining. The two sides have brought their points to the table. Now, I know it's just going to be a meeting of the minds to hash it out here. But a lot of ways, it seems like you guys are talking about two different things. And you guys on the brand are regularly looking at it from the overall, what are they hitting at the highest creative, and what is, how do the networks, the streaming services, NBC, how are they feeling about this product? We're overall on the keeping it 100 side. They're just kind of talking about some of the storylines hitting at a decent amount where everything's not trash.
How was last night's South Park?
Amazing.
Yeah. Was 70% of the show trash?
No, I've damn near hit on it. Damn near hit on everything.
You have to every cut has to mean something. Every line in the script has to mean something. Otherwise, what are you doing? You're just writing copy to vamp and waste time.
Similar to like when you're eating a nice steak, like you don't want just a few bites of it to hit. You want the entire steak.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like that's what Disco is a great a debate partner. But what he does is leads a gaslit straw man argument down a path, and if you follow him down that path, then you could still make your points in debate, but that's not what the true argument should be about. So before I even go down that path, I quantify, well, that's not the parameters that I see this situation through. And then I'll tell why I see it that way. And we are all encompassed in the same, level playing field, as opposed to him getting to drive a conversation where he has the upper hand. So I just keep it 100 and say what I say. And here's why I back it up and why I think that way. And I respect both of those guys as the great legends they are. Like everyone, they're a jobber, he never did shit. And I'm just like, dude, that's the whole argument against me. Why would I turn and say that about them when they did more than me? And the way I go for it is I say, how many fucking touchdown passes did Bill Belichick throw? But he is a fucking coach, and 6 rings and one of the greatest leaders and thinkers in the game. Why wouldn't you want to think of me that possible way? Just because I'm not some little nerd that they could kick around and get. The reason why wasn't made to the WWE because I got a big fucking mouth. It's very New York mindset with Jim Cornette. I don't give a fuck because I was trained by Rip Rogers. Like, what do you want me to fucking be? I is what I is. And if they want little kick arounds that are going to go make pancakes for New Day and shit like that. I got into this shit when I was 28, 29 years old. So I'm already fucking 8 years older than most of the kids that are coming to study it. I'm a man who's been doing work in Chicago all over the place. Like, I'm not going to be that dude. I mean, I know how to play the politics and stay humble and do what I need to, but they want somebody that is young writer that's expendable. There's a reason why Stevie is young writer. It's a nameless, faceless position that can swap in any asshole to write some dog shit. I'm not that guy, dog. I'm going to outright everybody, write the most captivating shit at a high level that Vince McMahon wouldn't even get it without having to break it down. Like, dude, I can't even tell you how many times when we were allegedly doing the consultancy, Russo would go, Ben, he's not going to get it. You'd have to sit there and show him all the movies you're talking about in order to like what you're pulling from. You're writing on a level that's way too high above that. Well, I want to raise everybody up to that level, not be dragged down into the fucking. I can write low level shit too, just like haha jokes to pop Vince. But this is what we're talking about with South Park. How can you operate and trigger the subconscious and make them see what they think is coming? And it was all sleight of hand and illusion, and pay off the heat of the world that is getting, everybody down in a wrestling ring. Like, all that can be done. And instead we have the stupidest motherfuckers alive trying to write this shit show. And then I got to go defend it. I got to go put this over against guys that I got respect for. Makes great podcasting stuff, but some marks at home go, oh, he was never fucking around, whoever, Ed Koski, dude. Okay. I mean, what do you want from me?
There's a proven track record inside of professional wrestling. When the creative mirrors what's happening in society, it's at its absolute best. It's when it's seen its peaks. And we're talking about that when the satire with society, and there's plenty of it out there. It doesn't have to be political that they could put into some storylines right now. I was thinking about that this morning, coming off South Park.
Sure.
Again, having a good time this morning, relaxed, in a good mood. But even going back, last week, I threw out there on the Smack Attack that the John Cena promo was a shot at Pat McAfee. Some lowbrow, grab Dickens kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Why don't you go? It's something else. There's got to be politics. What's happening this week in sports that gets everyone's attention? The NFL camps are opening. What's everyone talking about? Holdouts and money disputes. Why wasn't that the John Cena thing? Hey, I got so many dates. I'm gonna have to go renegotiate. If you want me at SummerSlam, I need more money, and play that into a football theme. Which is ironic about that, because isn't the guy running TKO Arya that Cena's agent as well?
And Nick Khan goes, when we don't know what to do, we usually just look at the NFL. Well, do you even understand what you're seeing? I thought in my mind I made Nick Khan up to be like a serious Iceman, and after he did that sit down, this is something interesting. Like, there's not many people left on this planet I mark out for. You know, John McAfee, when he shows up alive again, will be one. But like, I just went and saw Wu-Tang, right? And I have this pipe dream of getting to RZA, and fucking I have a project that would help get it greenlit if he was attached to it. Whatever. I'm sitting in the show enjoying my nostalgia trip back to 1993, you know, and they're doing their thing, and 2/3 of the way of the show, RZA stops and fucking cuts a big promo about gun control, and there's too many youths lost to gun control, which he ain't wrong. He ain't wrong on that, right?
He's using his platform.
Yeah. Shout outs to ends who do drive-bys is in the next fucking song after. This double standard of I'm a celebrity. Let me put my message over, no matter how heartfelt I feel about it. Now let me get back to what made me get over, which was fantasy raps about murdering other black men in the street over a chain. Pointed a gat at his mother's knot. You pointed a gun at somebody's fucking head because you're a crazy black guy in the hood. Like, and then they go, rap music and video games don't influence fucking shooting and this, bro. That's the biggest lie that's been told in media in the last 20 years of that shit to keep it going. And what they wanted to do with NWA and young men need, especially fatherless ones in the hood, need fucking dudes to look up to. And you see these guys carrying fucking AKs and talking drug slinging and gun raps and da-da-da. It's a reflection of the society the CIA made over there. But then it gets to every cul-de-sac and fucking white kids playing basketball. And it's part of our lexicon. And yeah, we like the mob movies and we know it's fucking as phony as wrestling. But don't sit there after taking my money, preach to me about gun claps, and then turn around and fucking do a song about fucking killing motherfuckers in the street to show how hard you are. It really took RZA. This is why I'm going back, Nikon. It took RZA in my mind, who I've been a mega fan of producer-wise my entire life, had his whole fucking lexicon down a lot. Because now I just look at him as a hypocritical man who's fallible, who's playing a fucking thing. And I go, what has he really done? Took some pentatonic modality music, chopped up some samples, and did some good business deals for his buddies and made a crew. Yeah, past that. What else is there? You know what I mean? Like, has he saved anyone from a burning fucking building? Has he, you know, been truly in the lab looking how to cure leukemia? No. Those are the people I would take fucking my cues from now as a man. When you're young, you're susceptible and you fall to marketing and everything else that defines your life, the woo W or whatever. And I'm glad to have that. It made me who I am. But now as a grown man and an adult, I won't be dictated to anybody who puts out a hypocritical message that talks out of both sides of their fucking mouth within 5 minutes. I don't care if you're on stage in front of 20,000 people. I know 85% of those people would run off a cliff if you fucking told them to do it the right way. So there are no heroes, I guess, except for, you know, the selfless ones who are really putting their life on the line. And all that shit to me is now clown, carny Hollywood shit. And I'm getting more and more away from it as I get older. And maybe that's just maturity or being a curmudgeon. Who knows?
What was it? Back to Nick DeCon.
When I saw that,
what interview? I'm sorry.
I think it was sit down with Steph.
Okay. Oh yeah. What's your story?
He puts over that if we don't know, we just look at them. Well, to your point, that here, look, how do you really do a draft? Is that the way they do it?
Oh my God, that's like the most mind bag. Like, how do they miss that?
Yeah. And this guy's going, we look to them. Well, do you even understand what you're seeing is my point? Because if you're saying that,
Right,
I would expect to see some of the same fucking transition of formats in order to do that. Instead, you got fucking Tiffy time and Naya over at the Mets or wherever they were.
Yeah.
Thank you, honey. And fucking, remember when that spot went viral and she had the bad throw? And now Nia's going to come out and stop her. And like, we're going to do a bit and a pull apart with the fucking mascots when we should be getting fucking heat. And if you want to do the bit, here's how you do the bit. Nia comes out and stops her, grabs the ball, which is the classic, hey, everybody, look at me. And from every 80s asshole party movie, Nia winds up and throws an even worse pitch than fucking she did. That's how you end the bit. And they don't even understand how to do that properly. Instead, Nia walks off the field with the ball and no pitch gets thrown. I'm going, who is a fucking moron around here who cannot do anything at the most basic level property? Hold on. Then they're backstage after doing this pull apart thing, and they're fucking doing TikTok dances together because that's more important than the investment that's been made in you. This is where people in the wrestling bubble think they're over and they can get away with anything, and they don't realize how bad they're hurting their own push going forward. These two were together and now apart, and now we know that part of the story, but they're backstage doing TikTok dance. 3 days ago, it's Naomi. Naomi, a 15-year veteran in WWE, fucking was with Funkadactyls. Since then, she's had a job, bro. And now she's got a crazy gimmick that she's kicking ass at and needs to be protected. Backstage with Nia Jax, shaking our ass. Like, just playing the stereotype. I can't fucking stop. Oh, is that a beat? Oh, yeah. Like, dude, the worst. It makes me not want to watch, invest in anything, because if they don't care about protecting their business, why should I give a flying fuck about you? I don't. That TikTok shit needs to be banned. But then they'll go, but I got 5 million views on it. Well, guess what you're doing from now on every single show? Get out there and fucking dance, because that's all you're worth to me now. That's all you're worth. And don't go around and fucking bring any other you know what? Do that. Go around and get everybody you can to TikTok with you. And then when the people start saying, no, I'm not doing that because you've been de-pushed, and anybody else who did it's now a dancing idiot, that's your spot on the show. Got Rikishi over. That you're the new female Rikishi. You guys are the female too cool from now on. That's all. That's all your value is. They're doing it to themselves, bro. They're marks for fucking social media, and they don't care about the investment that's been made in them, and they further don't care to get to the top again because they be protecting themselves and their character and their creative. They just think they're over and in the bubble, and they don't care, bro. They live in the nice condos now in Florida. They have the indoor pool. They got their second upgrade car. They got their retirement, and they just don't give a fuck anymore. And that's why they do that shit.
You took it exactly where I was heading with it at TikTok. Moments after the little skit out there on the field. Speaking of the women and the satire of society, another one that I wanted to throw at you, Ben, to get the creative juices flowing here on our early start on the weekend, Thursday morning, Friday locker room. This has been making news in sports, and it's over with the WNBA, the pay us what you owe us. And I thought that would be like a brilliant move inside of professional wrestling to have the women's divisions kind of piggyback off of that, especially coming off of like an evolution in the segments that they're carrying now on the television shows.
I'm sorry. I zoned out there because I'm not triggered, but revamped wrestling. I just got to go back to this. Ben, hate to say I told us so, but I told us so. The RZA's a media puppet. So, well, I mean, yeah, he's at that level of wanting to get movies produced. Here's what I would have respected. RZA drops his no more guns, man. Shit, let's get these kids books in their hands. Dude, I'm seeing all this shit. Chicago, 55% illiterate in math and fucking English. 40% of Baltimore public schools don't know how to do math at all, like in high school. Like that's where we need to go with this shit if you're putting a message out there and how to make it popular, because RZA and Jizza got plenty of mathematics. Their DJ's called DJ Mathematics. This shit is not hard. But if fucking RZA would have put that gun up message out and said, and I got this line in this next song, And I'm changing it because I don't want to big up anybody who's out there doing drive-bys. I don't want my people killing each other in the streets. I saw that footage. Y'all saw that footage of fucking 4th of July with all those youngins fucking shooting out the front porch. That's got to end. We got to respect life. We got to fucking protect life and teach these kids. If Wu-Tang is for the fucking children, then how do you get the guns out of their hands and change your own lyrics to walk it like you fucking talk it? You know what I mean? And this is what the new lyrics going to be. And I want to hear everybody here shout it out. And you put out a message of positivity and group energy. That's what I would have fucking done. And he would have held his integrity. I would have stopped then at the show and been like, I respect, dude, and I'm with it. Instead, in 3 minutes, he blew his fucking shot with hypocrisy. That sucks. It sucks to like realize your heroes are nothing more than marketing dudes trying to fucking make money, dog.
Make that money. Speaking of making a little money, shout out there to Scotty Woodford. A little super chat there, $4.99. Thank you there.
Thank you, Scotty. Appreciate that. If they became female too cool, they would be over, in my opinion. I don't disagree. And if they love dancing, then dance your heart out. And it's not stupid. I'm just saying, like, don't expect me to invest in you as a lethal threat ever again or anything you're doing in a storyline. If they want to do that and become too cool, that's the nicest spot on the show. You sell merch, you go dance, and you take no bumps. You put your ass in somebody's face and you dance again. Good night, everybody. Fucking we need clowns on the show, but you're no longer Yokozuna. You're no longer Awesome Kong. You're no longer that. No, you're the dance queen. Get her done.
You are the dancing queen.
Yeah,
we'll do it. What was it? Oh, I was. So going back to satire in society and how it could work in professional wrestling. One of the big news stories in sports right now is the WNBA during their All-Star game wearing the "Pay Us What You Owe Us" T-shirts during the game. Not taking into account that since the league's existence, they lose $10 million a year. But
yeah, exactly. No, that's it. Like, you got it. You want to talk numbers, ladies? Let's talk numbers. You're down $10 million. That means each one of you owe us $2,000. I mean, how many players are in the league?
Here's a bill that you can get.
Here's a bill divided by the coaches, the staff, and the fucking the players, and then each one of you owe us that to be in this arena and be on our station, so you can act like you're over, because you don't know how to market yourselves. You're supposed to be empowered women, and now you're pleading for pay. Like, I can't remember who was talking about it, but they said they were talking to an NHL guy, right? Mm-hmm. And they're talking about Gretzky in the 90s, and they compared it to Caitlin Clark, and he goes, yeah, the guy was awesome. A lot of people were great, but the guy was awesome. But we knew enough, like, the fact when he started playing, TV ratings skyrocketed. He said they were all making $16,000 to $20,000 more a month. Everybody on the team, because Gretzky, because Jordan, because it's must see. And fucking those guys on the ice making that money knew not to go over and blast Wayne Gretzky into the fucking boards and put his shoulder out, because he's making money. Hogan is a draw.
You don't slaughter the cash cow.
Yeah. These dumb bitches don't know what the fuck. They're out here beating the shit out of her to go, a white girl's going to show up a black girl? I don't think so. And fuck her and all these cheap shots. They are idiots. What they are owed is next to nothing, because they can't even understand how to build the league properly with the star franchise player, because their egos are in the way. Dude, if they were even half-ass fucking smart, they would be making her look like even way better than she is. You could fucking give up a pass, a choke pass, or steal a ball from me.
Just like for wrestling, you hype up your opponent.
Work it. So that when you can go over,
right, you look better.
Exactly. And we all then make the money we're fucking owed. Because no one is owed anything. You work for this shit. No one deserves anything. You earn it.
But as you're saying, Ben, it goes back to what the WWE girls, but it's all about their social media hits, and we have to praise them and show them individual love.
They're addicted children, bro. They're addicted children. There's nothing you can do. Like, except take their phone away to break the spell. There's no way. We all are to some degree, myself included.
Last week you and Matt were talking about Goldberg's retirement. We got an awesome clip of that right here on the Hami Media Group page. Check out the new clips and all that, helping us grow the audience. Views are climbing. But you had mentioned there about Peter Rosenberg, of course, from radio, kind of being a catalyst, a voice piece there for Triple H. This jumped out to me as we were getting ready for record here. Peter Rosenberg's Twitter account, he puts on here, quote here, "Old tank ass Jim Cornette is glazing me again. Tune into Cheap Heat Friday so I can roast this pig again." Rosenberg taking shots there at the legend, one of the top podcasters in the world there, Jim Cornette. Kind of tied into.
Let's just stop right there. Rosenberg's been in media a long time. Radio, hip hop. He's about as old as me. I'm not sure. He's probably the same generation. Glazing me, Jim Cornette's glazing me, trying to use this fucking generation useless speak. You've instantly undercut anything you want to say. Second of all, the locker room is filled with guys. Well, maybe not anymore, but as Drew McIntyre would agree, filled with guys who are fucking real pros in this shit. You are an outsider that got hired and is now comfortable in the locker room. Who the fuck did you ever beat? Who have you managed? Who have you led to titles? What territories have you booked? And now you're going to go at Jim Cornette like you're somebody. That is being in Triple H's inner circle, being super comfortable and not knowing. Like, even when he put that out, somebody probably got the H and stooged him off and went, see, this guy's talking shit to Cornette like this, dude. Even if Triple H doesn't give a fuck about Cornette, he is in the mafia, and Cornette is very high up in the wrestling mob. And now this guy's going to fucking come in like, I'm going to fucking smoke this guy. As opposed to shut the fuck up and learn something. The fact that he's even saying your name on the show brings light on you in the locker room, and they want to see how you're going to react in a wrestling way. That shows me that Rosenberg has not learned his lessons in wrestling yet, because the spotlight is on him, and he should just want to stay small, and all eyes are on him. Instead, he wants to step up and try and get over. Real wrestlers from OVW who are still there, Orton, Master Throat Cutter, Cody Rhodes, John Cena, all know Cornette. All have been influenced by his training and work. Fucking Drew McIntyre. I'm just trying to think of what other, CM Punk.
Yeah.
And now
you go on and on. I mean, even going back to like Rollins, I mean, from the days at Ring of Honor, things like that, where he got to work with some people.
If it's on today, he's gonna possibly cut his own fucking throat, and those guys are just waiting. He doesn't even know, like, that they're looking at this like these fucking marks in the locker room, bro. Like, that's exactly how those guys are looking at it, and that he's going into biz for himself because he's thinking the spotlight's on him and that he's over, when it's the exact opposite. That Cornette is actually burying him to see if he'll clap back. So then they have direct heat into the WWE office and like feel like they're fucking with shit. And Brian Last can laugh his ass off at whatever, you know what I mean? And then I'm sure Cornette will make some ridiculous remark that'll be taken as anti-Semitic, because after he realizes that he fucked up, he's going to have to play the victim, and that's the easy out card. You know what I mean? So has Rosenberg been able to interview a lot of people and and you brush up against it? Yeah. And you get too comfortable, but this ain't that. Now you're about to fucking go with a lot of top guys, bro.
Is there somebody maybe inside the company in that locker room to Rosenberg, like, yeah, dude, Dude, look,
Oh,
you're
they'll
on our
ask-
shows every week. Go at him. Go at
Yeah,
that old son of a
dude.
bitch.
Yeah, they'll say who's on TV and who's not.
Dude, you're on every PLE. Cornette's not here.
Dude, this is right out of the wire when they fucking are getting
Hey,
dude
you know,
pumped
that,
up. Go
that,
over
re-
and
that
punch,
reminds
you got him. You fucking got him. And then the
that
guy
reminds me of a Thursday night at 3 a.m. and you and Beast are, come on, Rick, just call Cornette.
Yeah, that's
He'll be all right,
exactly
dude.
what it is, bro. That's exactly what it is. We were just having a little fun with you. Imagine if we were on TV doing that and you were fucking on the internet, right? That's the exact game, bro, of hype your buddy. Yeah, you could kick all three of those guys' asses, bro. Go get them.
Yeah, so it's somebody like, look at you, dude. You're on PLEs. You're the host. You're the one with the interviews. Go at Cornette. Who's he? He's got a podcast.
Even the people who are on the show who are in the mafia way more than Rosenberg, like a Nia Jax, like a Tiff Stratton, they're doing shit that they shouldn't be doing. So if that sets the precedent, what can this guy be thinking about himself? You know, glazed. I'm gonna glaze him. Yeah,
See,
whatever.
I even saw too. He's gonna glaze him and then at the end there roast this pig again. So I thought it was like a cooking right. He's gonna glaze him before he puts him on the barbecue.
His first promo that we don't know about at all was so hot that shook up the world. This is the second time, B. Fuck out of here.
So another thing here that kind of jumped out to me. Are you familiar? Let's see. There it is with Eddie Thorpe from the NXT talent or former NXT talent. Kind of had like the Native American gimmick. Anyway, he was getting a little push there. He was working.
Was he really a Native American or was he?
Yeah, I actually think he was.
Okay. I was like that.
It wasn't like a French, the French Italians,
Yeah.
The French mobsters.
Muhammad Hassan looks a lot like him. He's fucking 100% Ital.
Yeah, so yeah, he actually was here. But anyway, Eddie Thorpe. So he was recently released, but in an interview with Wrestle Rap, he tells them that he says that he told WWE officials about his poor mental health, and they continued to book him for shows. He was asking for a break. He was struggling with it. After getting frustrated, Eddie went to Shawn Michaels and demanded an exit from WWE. Soon after, not only Eddie was cut, but apparently he was dating Dakota Kai, and she was cut as well. So the couple released there after he's having mental issues.
Yeah, that's a bold move for that guy, but
I think the first part was a little more telling, that he had asked, like, hey, can I get a break? I'm drained here. And they just pushed him.
Welcome to the biz, Briz. Like they want to mess with your relationship. If you tell them you're weak at all and whatnot, they in your face look at you with empathy and they understand, oh, we get it, man. Definitely. We'll get something right. And then what it is this guy doesn't have what it takes to make it on the road for 5 years. He's got to go. And his chick's got a busted knee, and it'll be just twice as fun to fuck with them because we know they're mental midgets and they can't take it once they're gone, and their relationship will go sideways, and that'll be it for them. Haha, won't that be funny? Like, this also goes to the fact that you don't understand who you're talking to, like, and you don't care about this business from the history aspect. Otherwise, you would know that you don't ever go up to one of the clique and admit weakness. Dude, this guy has been preying on people's weakness for 30 years in politics to get to the top and be the fucking and hold that top spot for a very long time. Shawn Michaels on top of the card a lot longer than anybody else. His size, you know what I mean? Like in reinvention and with fucking Heyo and Big Sexy and the Game by his side, X-Pac, China, like insulated from
finding Jesus.
But all that shit is not because we're the best and we're together. They're all cutthroat politickers, and they knew they come together. Who the fuck can stop us? You know what I mean? Vince, I can tell Vince to go fuck himself. There's nothing he can do about it, right? Like that's the level he was at, high on coke and fucking pills every night. Like and he cut how many people's throats and kept them. And if you don't know that, like before you even get to NXT, and now you're looking at him as father figure Sean, because that's what he's paid to do. Dude, that zebra, that
Man,
tiger.
I'm going to go to him with my heart because he lost his smile too.
Yeah. Yeah. He did. He pulled the same shit. Somebody might have said that to him. Yeah, dude. But the reality is Tiger don't change his stripes, bro. I'm a scorpion. What did you expect me to happen? Frog and the scorpion, right? Like flood comes, don't sting me. Oh, you stung me. What do you expect me to do? Like it's in my nature. Like, and this kid, Sean's seen plenty of mental midgets come and go. If there's one thing he can spot, it's that, and if they are not cutting time and they got what they wanted to out of Dakota Kai, so be it, bro. So I don't know, man. This industry's filled with brilliant people, but with all genius, there's madness. And a lot of times they can't handle the social side of it. And actors are weird carnies, bro. They're that for a reason. They're good at the acting side because they're covering for some deficiency most of the time in their real life.
This past Wednesday over on the Next Level, they did a full breakdown of this past week's NXTs. They hit it up each and every week. Amazing work there by Big Ray and the Vet. But I did want to mention one of the segments from NXT this week because we had a conversation about it. We seem to agree. And it's about how WWE perceives it maybe as a rub, but I know you and I were turned off by that closing segment this week on NXT with The Undertaker coming back to confront Trick
Yeah.
Williams.
I'm interested because William Alcia seemed to really enjoy it. And I wasn't trying to be a dick in the chat or anything. I was just like, that's an interesting take on it because I see it as kind of embarrassing.
I just didn't understand what was meant to be accomplished in the business that they did.
Well, the business is that a rookie is getting to get in the ring with Taker.
Like, I mean, I get that. It's supposed to be a visual, it's supposed to be a rub there, but you've got a guy that's an NXT talent holding a TNA championship who is hot right now. Why cut his legs out from under him? That should be a payoff somewhere. Yeah. Not an embarrass him when he's at his peak here just because you're trying to get a legend to pop a rating, really.
Right. And what, Taker's going to have a match with him or just one spot and he's buried?
So,
the kid's not going to get back over.
Taker's just going to send LFG people at him who are green as hell that shouldn't be getting that opportunity. It doesn't make Trick look any better.
No, that's what it should have been. Not this inciting incident, but that Trick takes out each LFG kid till he gets to Taker and he's hyped up that he's going to fucking be a legend killer, Randy Orton, and it don't go his way, then he gets choke slammed. But he needs to get heat on the way.
Right. That's what I'm saying. we went to the payoff before there was any fuel on the fire.
Dog. That's it. That's the first problem with it. And I've worked with a lot of legends, so I've done the legend spot plenty where I have to go under. I'm not going to beat Hacksaw. I'm not going to beat Piper.
Nobody's paying to see how mean go over.
No. That's what I bring, that got that motherfucker in the end. I get heat on the way up through on Dick Justice, on kidnapping fucking Jessica Havoc, on until there's only one guy we need on our team to end this bullshit. Oh, like, fucking 2x4 shot, feed for the fucking shoulder, and that's it, baby.
Place goes crazy.
Yeah. And they're down. Like, instead, the greatest of all time is doing the spot wrong. To me, this looks like, from a wrestler's perspective, he can't let go. I know he's got the best intention, and now he's got to play politics, got his wife on LFG and in the Hall of Fame. What the fuck? the Hall of Fame career of Michelle McCool. Come on, B. Like, and now he's in the mix. He's also Vince's babysitter. So he's the number one stooge, is probably talking to McMahon every fucking single day. But he can't let go of being in the ring, is how this is perceived, because the business is done wrong. That I'll show up because I'm on LFG, so I'm in the mix of developmental, and I'll get this kid over just based on the rub of who I am. And let me quote Young Guns, I'll make you famous. Oh, wow. Just gripping fucking stuff. Like, ugh. And then takes the choke slam, and it's the stupidest fake sell where it's NXT, sell with your face up. We got to see your reaction. Right here is where your money is. and fucking you just took a choke slam. You're arching your back and you're looking at the camera. Your hand's not on your back. You're not sucking for wind like you just got the wind knocked out of you, like so it's not a real sell. Your face looks goofy. You're not selling your neck. You could sell any of those three things. Wind knocked out of you, lower back kills, neck hurt. Instead, you're fucking bowed up like a fish with a fucking face on, dude. It's like, who is teaching these kids anything? If I was Taker in the back, I'd be like, what the fuck did you just do, bro? You made me look stupid out there. But I think they're all in the bubble and they all go, that fucking killed. Thanks for the rub, Take. I love you, bro. You were my hero when I was a
Take,
kid.
you got time for a TikTok?
Exactly. Yeah. Hey, I'm over here. He's TikTok dancing, Undertaker, dude. Don't doubt that it's not possible to once you're sucked into this fucking weird little college of NXT where they think it's a real brand until they don't deliver. And then, give them it's developmental. Well, what is it? Are they top pros in NXT or are they fucking goofs who don't even understand how to sell or do an Undertaker spot the right way, who are going to run and tell Shawn Michaels their problems and then go, I don't know why I got fired. Like, you are young and dumb and you have no true mentor to school you that you are in a snake pit, that you are in the ocean surrounded by chum and great white sharks are circling you all the time. And they're just hungry for the old days to take a bite out of your young dumbass. They don't know that, bro. And once you keep cranking them through the factory, I don't care if it's Julia Gulia, fucking Lyra Velcro, none of them are going to get over. None of them. Because they've come through a false positive system. Like, the whoop whoops, fucking Caden Carter and Chance, you're going to be any different from them? Are we not learning that they're cranking out bad ideas and talent that thinks they're fucking really get this and they don't get it at all on how to protect themselves and the investment in them? And then when they do these TikToks, they're killing their own character and their own time to be in WWE. You get hired by WWE, but NXT stresses you out so much you need time off. You're done here, B. I'm sorry, this ain't for you. And maybe that's great. Maybe that is exactly what that dude needs.
You find it out then.
Yeah, I agree. And hopefully he can keep his mental health in check. But the silence and the fair weather friends who will still be on the road and then not check in on him and call him. It's just a weird thing, man. There's no other real business in entertainment like this, dude. You know, the just be left in the dust and the wind and then be like, well, I feel better now. I'm going back. And then you start fucking, can I get the calls? And the dude's mind isn't there. And then he gets on a ton of gas and works the indies and I want it. You know what I mean? It's a crazy fucking jump through these hoops for what reason, except for upper echelon guys' entertainment that they can psychologically control somebody. It's over getting on TV to fake fight somebody in your underwear. That's what all this is about. It's just ridiculous, bro. But this is what we signed up for.
Like I said, maybe best that he finds out now before he gets too deep into it.
Yeah, dude, because it has killed guys because of those same things, bro.
Absolutely. I don't know, MSG usually ask, on the home stretch to wrap up, if there's anything that you want to talk about, because I'm looking at these headlines. There's not really anything of note.
I thought it was interesting of Drew saying that 85% of the roster should not be up there, that his buddies text him and they're like, who the fuck is this guy? He should be serving me my fucking McDonald's. And he ain't wrong, dog. And like, I don't want to bury this dude, but I'm just speaking from what I would believe that McIntyre's friends are, because this guy's 2CW and so is his wife, and they were nice to me. But if Johnny Gargano's out there and Drew McIntyre isn't, what are Drew McIntyre's buddies fucking thinking about this guy? Especially if they're all Highlander motherfuckers who look like Drew, you know what I mean? Like, and Drew's got tons of money written on him and we're not using him in any proper way. Like, he came down to rib on the guys having a shitty promo and call them boyfriend and girlfriend. Like, Drew is a master of the memes and the shoots and I'm bored at work shit of like ribbing the business while it's going on. Dude, you know who I've heard so many great calls from too? And that when I think of Drew, I think of this guy, Drew and Stu, because when I was in OVW, they were the dudes who were best buddies together, who came over from UK, right? And they were both fucking super great guys. The dudes that were non-contract, those guys never treated anybody like shit. They were both super respectful and nice guys. But I love they're both super smart. I love when fucking Barrett, Stu, I call him, fucking someone will just do something stupid psychology wise, or the punches look like shit or didn't get all of it. He will frame it up in a way that's not like a rib on the match, but what he's saying plays like how it should in the match, but it's totally like, that was fucking rotten underneath. You know what I mean? He's not saying it like that.
Got to hit like that backhanded compliment sort of.
Yeah, it's like the UK charm or some shit. I don't know, but like it makes me laugh. And he's very, very smart. And I think it goes over a lot of people's heads who don't understand wrestling psychology and why something is so bad. So he's looking at NXT matches, shitting on them, but you never know it. Like only workers would know it most of the time. I believe that. Maybe our smart fans absolutely see that too. But that was bold, and there will be repercussions of that. But now Drew, a made fucking guy, can say that shit, unlike a Rosenberg, and fucking it may still have repercussions on Drew. Like, you want to bury our roster and you're on the roster? Okay, motherfucker, you're losing to Gargano next week. You know?
Well, I mean, if you're Drew, I mean, he easily should have been in that night one main event at WrestleMania. Could have been a fatal four-way. He fit the story. Every piece was there. Then he goes out and does good business for him with Priest. I like where he's at now because
we had a fucking storyline over a friendship bracelet. Like, yes, what?
Yeah, the Punk stuff back last SummerSlam.
Sucked, bro.
Yeah, last SummerSlam, he's fighting for a friendship bracelet.
It's unbelievable.
1 year ago.
The dog shit. And now I got to go on K100 and go, best show ever, bro. You know what I mean? Well, a friendship bracelet. That's the peak of what you can get out of these guys. You know what I would do? I'd want to clear the roster of some of these dudes. And it's not like I don't have respect for Motor City Machine Guns, Ciampa, and Gargano, like I'm saying. But if you're going to go that way, you got to lean into it. If this guy is shooting, you have a match there, and Drew's going to come down and fuck over all of them, bro. And just any guy that's small, he's just going to, in the back, fucking lawn dart him. Because what are you going to do if I'm big and da-da? So that means now we have very well-known fable of Gulliver's Travels. The fucking little dinks got to take down the big giant and fucking teach him a lesson, bro, and come together. He's setting it up for all these dudes to be giant killers and Jack and the Beanstalk. Johnny Gargano should want to go pitch Jack and the Beanstalk versus him and Drew based off of this podcast shoot where we blur the lines of reality. You know, it'll work.
One of the greatest moments of the last decade, or just a little last 12 years, is the little guy, Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. And Drew is not wrong in what he's saying. It is his truth. But Gargano and Ciampa worked the Indies and ROH and OVW for years, decades. They paid their way. They took their bumps. They're fucking made guys, but big guys on the gas or not on the gas. Like Drew naturally is a fucking dude. He's William Wallace, bro. Like you do not want to fucking see that guy running across the battlefield at you.
He was the chosen one.
Yeah. And like those guys look down upon guys who win it, and their buddies aren't wrong. But if everybody's fucking Goliath, we can never have David and Goliath. I just laid out 3 major easy stories. Oh, my battery is running. God damn, pal.
Yeah, but also to flip on that, if you got an entire roster of Davids, then they're not getting over.
You got it. You're not wrong. So if we got a roster of Davids, we don't play David and Goliath to start. We play, what the fuck did I say? Gulliver's Travels to start, where they all unite and take him down. Then he's been taken down. Well, it only took 10 of you to fucking take me out. Oh, you guys are so tough, 10-on-1. Like, how about you? And kills a guy 1-on-1, kills another one. until fucking somebody figures out the fucking stone to take out Goliath or chop down the tree in a ladder match and he falls, timber, you use gravity and what other else your mind can come up with to fucking on a singles to take the big man out to humble him. And then at the end, either Drew's dead and moves on, or Drew, what happens with Drew?
Then he becomes a friend to
him. Like we have understanding and mutual respect. Like this is what wrestling is. And
I think that would be a great story, like leading up to the Rumble, where he would come out with like 10 of them and he's just throwing them all out. These guys can't do this.
Yeah, you could do like if you wanted to go back and do a Vince McMahon spot, like Drew's cutting the promo because he's a great troll, and you bring out, this is an old school spot, the midgets of all of them. Give me a call. Referee Sideburns works for Short Sleeve Samson. I got a pipeline to midgets if you need them. Like, and they're all dressed like all Motor City Machine Guns, the Luchas, fucking Gargano.
I'm thinking back to a kid when I seriously thought that King Kong Bundy had killed the midget.
Right? Like, all this is right here, bro. But will the Sheets?
You know how brilliant that would be to have actually, you know what? I'm throwing it out there to all the guys under, 5'7" to come out and challenge me tonight. And you have the midgets come out dressed like Gargano.
Yeah,
like Ciampa.
It's the FU to it, bro. And it means something then, you know what I mean? And you can even bring the midgets back later to help in the spot if you want to go real kind. But here's the thing. Will guys like the Motor City Machine Guns, Ciampa and Gargano go, all right, it's time for us to do a little comedy and get shit on, as opposed to we got to get our spots in. Or we set it up to get our spots in because that's what makes us money, because that's what does make them money. That's what makes them special on the show. And you start the match hot, so you get 2 or 3 quick spots in before Drew comes down and takes it all away. But you can't let it go on too long. So you give the people what they're paying for, what they came to see those cruiserweights do, but you end it right away and send it into a different direction.
They just got me popping. In the Rumble, Drew's in there. He's just beat up all these midgets, and then you get them all start coming out from under the ring, and they're led by Dylan, by Hornswoggle.
Yeah, why not? Why not Swoggle, bro? Like, he definitely could be like the savior. Like, we're building the one little guy, right? And that's it. But I think, like, to me, I would put a Johnny Gargano in that spot, over the Motor City Machine Guns. Both those guys are absolutely capable.
You could make in seriousness, you could make a tremendous baby out of it and have one of those amazing moments.
Dude, it's all been done before. I just laid out 3 epic stories from the past. Did I come up with Gulliver's Travels, David and Goliath, or Jack and the Beanstalk? No. Let's put them in a blender, fucking puree the shit, and get it over based off of, what did he say on a podcast? Yes, and okay, that's how he feels. Then I'm going to get the most genuine performance out of him, because people are going to play to what their true emotions are. And it's going to be believable in a scene. If something in an improv scene, if we get stuck and we're trying to invent, all you need to do is tell a truth about yourself, because it's true. You're going to believe it. You're going to say it with confidence. And the audience is not going to go, well, that was phony, because A, they don't know, but it's going to seem more genuine. If that's his truth about himself, fine, we take it, and now we can build around it and do something to get all these guys over. Because believe me, I'm sure their backs are fucking hurting. Motor City Machine Guns and Ciampa and Gargano have been taking bumps for a long motherfucking time. Right? So let's do a little bit more entertainment and actually get them over. And then when they go back to being the spot guys on the show, they'll actually have crowd emotional investment in them.
Love it.
So that was just something interesting where I was like, there is no, once it's in the universe, you can either negate it and not acknowledge it and no sell it, or you can say yes and lean into it and let your creative ideas run wild, brother. And out of that, we can get everybody over, but friendship bracelets, what the fuck do I know?
Friendship bracelets for everyone. I want you to spend the rest of the day putting beads on those little straps of leather and show up on K100 with friendship bracelets for everyone.
Yeah.
Squash this beef about Netflix, about
I
creative.
got no beef. It's just Disco wanting to fucking read these trolls things. And then what pops me is like, they'll say, or Disco will say, Vince feels this way, da 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 da. And then he was on the show with Ben, and then Conan goes, "Oh, did Ben feel that way?" And Disco, "Yeah, he did." I'm like, I don't even know what he's talking about, but it doesn't matter. Whatever Vince says, I instantly agree with, and I'm thrown under the bus. Like it's always just Conan. Like, did Ben say yeah? Yeah, fuck yeah, he did. And there might be occasions where it is, but it's just instant. It always makes me laugh. Like I have my own opinions, but it was a very nice promo that Vince cut about my wrestling acumen, and just humbling when you get to be business partners with the guy I grew up on your shit, you know what I mean? And other guys have put it over, from Corderas to I'm trying to fucking blank. He was with Daphne Scream.
Everybody.
Fuck. God damn it.
Was with Daphne. Who?
ECW and WCW.
Yeah, I can't think. Crowbar.
Crowbar. God damn it. Sorry, Bar. So I feel like shit now because I fucking just stoner blanked on your name. He put it over with a very nice message, and bro, like all the trolls who want to write into K100 mailbag, do as thou wilt, bro. I know I have the respect of guys I never even really met. You know what I mean? Who just listen to my opinion and haven't even been able to be.
I would invite those trolls. Just don't write into K100. Come to our YouTube page. Troll us.
Troll us on HMG.
Troll us. We love it.
Yeah. So to have any of those guys like that come from an era of the pinnacle of this art form, and even acknowledge me, even say anything remotely nice, man, is just humbling, really. And I'm very thankful and grateful for that. So, and I attribute it all to my mentors, from Rip Rogers to TJ and Dave to all my Improv Olympic people to Raymond Kester. Like, all I can do is take the teachings of the masters and try and put them into my work and put my own little spin of what I love on it. And that's my time. So if they don't respect or want to acknowledge that, that's fine. It's phony fucking wrestling. I don't give a fuck that much, bro.
Still real to me.
Yeah. You know what's real to me? Ravensjoint.com, weed for sale. So that's what I do, bro. And anybody's opinion of me is fine, man. They can have that. I'm in the entertainment biz, and I'm not above critique. And if it don't seem legitimate to you, well then
yeah.
But yeah, man, it's great to have you. Thank you again for another great background here, Rick. Updating some of our graphics in his free time to keep it fresh, and as we'll hopefully move into a new structure and platform this fall, get that ironed out, and make sure you're checking out all the watch-alongs with Let's Go Brandon, doing a great job on the YouTube channel, as well as all SmackDown reviews and everything with Jimmy T, and the Vets great breakdowns, and obviously Impact's on a super hot roll right now. New videos out on Stevie Richards' channel, especially about top dollar busting his balls on the ladder spot. So I got to finish watching that. Yeah, brutal Bob. And keep an eye on K100. Hopefully I'll be on the night. Card subject to change. I'm not sure if Vince is on or not. I haven't talked to him today, but if we are, I'm sure Glenn will give me my opportunity to talk, because I can bulldoze and run my fucking mouth nonstop with the best of them. So I can't critique anybody on that, man, but always a good time here in the Friday locker room. You guys, the early show, thanks for the super stickers and cheers and everything, because it goes right back now into HMG for all the producers and everybody who's working so hard for you, getting those clips out. Make sure you're sharing all of Kaz's great clips. Yeah, man, another awesome week here at HMG and Russo Brand, Ravens Joint. And actually, I close with this. I'm coming back to the ring August 5th.
Oh, breaking news! Breaking news!
Yeah, August 5th. I'll be in Cobleskill, New York for their fair. And I'll be inducting the Greek god Papadon into the Immortal Hall of Fame. It'll be the third inductee after Chip Stetson and myself. And nobody deserves it more. A great world champion that helped establish Immortal early on. And obviously the Conspiracy Horsemen is tag team champions. And we got to do so much great stuff together and work on so many great shows. And I just haven't seen him in a couple months. So I can't wait to see GGP live, and such an honor to be able to induct him. So make sure you go over to his Facebook or Twitter and Instagram and congratulate him on getting in the Hall of Fame. And he looks like $1 million. I'm going to look like fat bastard. So I feel like shit, but I don't think I can lose. Well, what do I got? 12 days. I can lose 5 pounds in 12 days. So
I just wear one of those Middle Eastern parkas.
Yeah. So it was nice to be asked. There's not many things that I'm too like, I got asked to do something with Hornswoggle on a show like a month ago, and I turned it down, not because I'm over or anything. It's just like, that's a bad look after you retire, like this Undertaker shit, and come back to steal a spotlight. You know what I mean? When there's guys there who are working and now it's their time to have a moment with Hornswoggle. I've gotten to do 2 matches with him and do the ass bite and all that shit. It's a fun night working with him. But so I have been turning down good opportunities, man, that would be cool to talk about, but I think that's in poor form to take that away from guys who are busting their ass right now who deserve that spot. So but this I'm honored to do, and it'll be a good time in Cobleskill, New York, August 5th with my man GGP, man. I'm not sure who else is on the show as a main draw, but always a good time there in Garrett Holidays. That's where I got fucking hit with the big donut and Kiss Me Kayla and all that shit. So it's a fun time. And it'd probably be 115 degrees as usual. That show's always hot as fuck.
Yeah.
But y'all, man, it's the Friday locker room. It's R to the B to the V. We got shit to do, infidels. Make sure you subscribe or don't, but raise your hand and $5 face slap yourself here. Hameen Media Group. YOLO.
I am ready.
Me too, sweetheart. I am ready.